What's good, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Hope you're doing well. My name is Phoenix Lawson, and this is my first video. So I don't have my full process of my end goal with this or anything like that. So for the first few videos, it's probably gonna be choppy, gonna be cringeworthy, gonna be that stuff that hopefully in the future I look back on, I'm like, wow, this is where it started. But the whole process and the whole concept around this is just trying to start opening up the conversations around a bunch of different topics. For right now, we're going to specifically focus on mental health, but hopefully in the future, maybe we can have people collaborate, maybe talk about other specific topics that impact me, impact others, impact people that I care about, and just about breaking stigma. I think in a society, in the US at least, so if you're watching across borders, you may not understand anything that's going on, but I think there's a lot of dissension happening between folks, and it's going to take a long time for that to be remedied, and I'm hoping that conversations like this can at least get the ball rolling on some of that. But who's to say? This won't be the most creative or the most innovative videos in the world to begin with, but we're gonna give it a shot and see how it goes, no fault for trying. A couple of things to note: I hope my background is gonna be more fun in the future. I can't even use the excuse of we just moved anymore, because we've moved a while. I've just been doing mini projects here and there, and one of my projects has not been putting together this wall, clearly. So hopefully in future videos that scenery is good. I'm also going to try to have merch and other ways to kind of promote whatever the topic is going to be for today. And this little cute shirt, this little funny shirt right here, says, "Boy howdy, ain't that some depression." This is from a store called Pretty Bad Co. They're in, I don't know specifically in St. Louis, Missouri, but I know they're in the Missouri-land area. So yeah, if you all want to give them a shout out, hit them up. I'm going to leave their link in the description, so you can definitely go check them out. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get and start talking in the conversation. But I will say, if you do like this concept, if you do want to assist with me in any sort of way, if you want to offer your voice, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment, do all of that fun stuff. It feels really weird saying that right now, because I don't see myself as any form of an influencer yet, but who knows? This is how they all started. But yeah, so the whole concept of breaking the stigma around mental illness is not going to be done in this video. What I wanted to do is kind of highlight where I believe the concept of talking about mental health is in today's society. It's gotten better, but there is still one key disconnect that I see that hasn't really been addressed yet. So while there has been more public view and public rhetoric around talking about mental health, actually naming anxiety, naming depression, naming things that people go through, it often comes from the lens of a celebrity or someone that has the platform to be able to speak about their issues, which isn't the problem. The problem comes in that those individuals usually sit with the amount of privilege that allows them to get the resources and assistance that they need. Now, I don't want to make this a series of, oh, here is the woe is me story about why my mental illness is so much worse than others. That's not it. Admittedly, I've been doing better with my mental health in previous years I'm doing better with my mental health now than I have in previous years. A lot of that just being in a bit of a stable situation, having a very supportive inner circle, but I can definitely say there were some more struggling points for me, definitely high school and a little bit of college, but mostly high school. And a lot of that had to do with the fact of, I'm a black, queer, just low income individual that didn't grow up with much. So I had to struggle for a lot of what I have. So due to that, I didn't have the money to really go out and get get therapists every now and again, get psychiatrists to get my medicines. And that's a really dangerous and toxic game, because even if you do get a doctor that prescribes you a certain medication, there's no guarantee that your insurance is going to hold over long enough for you to keep that medication, and it's really dangerous to try to start withdrawing from a medication before it's your time or before it's medically responsible to do so, or medically, let's just use medically responsible, yeah. So I just want to, encourage people to be more open and honest about their mental health. Be open and honest about saying that, yo, it's okay to not be okay. One of the resources that I'm going to link in this video or in the description is going to be for an organization, Hope for the Day, which maybe if things go well, I'll be able to do this alongside them. But they're a suicide prevention organization that is rooted in Chicago, and they're just they speak to everything that I am in terms of kind of punk ideologies, talking about mental health, and really getting to the root of it. But their biggest point is stating that it's okay to not be okay. And that is very powerful because it's true. Think we live in a society that is very rooted in meritocracy, very rooted in that pull yourself up on the bootstraps, you can do it, anything is possible if you try. And while there may be some tenets to that are true, we also need to acknowledge that there are some days that just aren't, it's not easy. Just like it's not easy to record this video when I have like 3 dogs outside going crazy. I live in an apartment complex. I can only get so silent, and it's really hot in this living room. So this, the windows need to be open, otherwise you're gonna see me pool in pools of sweat, which I don't think is attractive. Anyway, back on focus. Some days are harder than others. And we have, as a society, I speak specifically in the US, have made a living off of jumping over people who maybe don't feel good one day or don't have the capability of living to their full potential. There are individuals who literally prey on people who can't get it all together that day. And I think it's just so damned because I'm a high school teacher, right? And I see young folks every single day who are out there doubting themselves, who are out there saying, oh, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough at this, or oh, I'm stupid, I'm blah, 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 because of stereotypes that have been reinforced by society onto them, or even people in their own groups, their own friends, their own family, their own teachers have told them that they're not good enough for certain things. And you never know how much impact your words have on people. I've always thought the whole sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me cliche was just that, a cliche. But there is real impact that your words can have on an individual, especially if they see you as an influence or someone that's impressionable. Now, I am not going to say that when I speak, everybody automatically moves. Not there yet. But I am very cognizant of when I'm talking to my partner, when I'm talking to my sister, my dad, those types of people, because they care so much for me and I care so much for them, they value my words. So if I went to them and just started mouthing off and talking about how they're terrible or anything like that, they're not. They're genuinely great individuals and I love them so much. So if you're watching this, love you all. However, if they hear that, it's gonna not only change their perception of me, but have them think about themselves a little bit more and say, oh crap, am I really not that great? Do I really smell bad? Do I really any of these types of things? And I don't need to be the person to tell you all this. We already know it. A lot of you already know everything that I'm saying. But the overwhelming message that I want folks to get out of this is be comfortable with talking about your feelings. Be comfortable with acknowledging that some days are better than others. Be comfortable with acknowledging the fact that you do not have to have it all together right now. I think as I'm recording this video in mid-June of 2020, there is a lot, and I mean a lot, that is wrong with society right now, whether it be COVID, the Black Lives Matter protests, just everything being hyper politicized, you name it. There is so much that is just backwards and just needs to get changed. But these conversations are some of the things that begin that change. So this one is gonna be less of a let's break the stigma, let's stop it right now in the violence kind of thing, and more of just we need to be real honest with each other about where our own mental state is, mental capacity, and being comfortable enough to say, I can't do it today. And also for those who are supervisors, who are bosses, who are teachers, parents, support groups, anything like that, we need to be more vigilant and say, okay, I have a student, I have my son, I have my daughter, I have my child, I have insert title here, came to me and said that they're not feeling okay today and they can't do it. Before you automatically assume that it's just a millennial or a Gen Z thing saying, oh, they're just trying to get out of this, they're making excuses, actually take the time and talk to them and say, hey, do you need anything? Is everything all right? Is this just like you woke up with an upset stomach, or did you see something on the news that's really triggering? The news, at least in the US, is very much so your daily dose of why you should be depressed. And if you choose to read the news, then you must question everything, quoting one of my favorite Neck Deep lyrics. So I really think we need to begin having these conversations. We need to begin letting individuals know that you don't necessarily have to be clinically diagnosed with a mental illness to struggle some days. And there should be no shame, and it's really weird to think that there is shame in acknowledging that and being honest about that. You can say that today just isn't the day. It becomes something else when there's a multiple strings of days. Like if you go 3 weeks and you haven't gotten out of bed once, different conversation. But you shouldn't have to feel pushed to go that extra mile, to do all of this other stuff because you have a society that says you have to. We need to be more compassionate as a society and look to see individuals as just that, individuals that go through different hardships, that come from different upbringings, that make every moment a little bit more difficult than the other. So that is my challenge to the world. We're just talking about breaking the stigma, breaking the habit, and getting to a point where we, as individuals, can start to feel confident in their own skin. And the biggest part is not just feeling confident in their own skin, but being confident in being able to acknowledge when they're not doing so great. So that's it. Just a little word of edgewise for your day. I'm going to try to upload these every Sunday, or at least every other Sunday to begin. I don't know what my schedule is going to look like right now. Like I said, I am a high school teacher, so I have a wealth of free time right now. But what I will say is I want to keep this conversation going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link my Facebook, maybe not Facebook, but at least Instagram and Twitter on there, so you can definitely follow me. I'm going to try to post more resources and turn my profiles into more of that of someone who is trying to get these messages across. And yeah, if you want to contribute, definitely feel free in the comment section to just let me know what your struggles or what your challenges or how has your life been impacted by mental illness. Let's say that. I'll put that in the description too, but if you want to add that comment, please do so. I would definitely love to hear what you all are going through and seeing the confidence that you have to feel comfortable and confiding in me for that. But anyway, this is just a way to start the conversation. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I didn't put you to sleep, but if I did, I hope you had a nice nap. Either way, I really wish you all the best. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.